Squish.
Hey friends, you're watching BrainStormAcres. I'm Henry.
And I'm Irene.
We're going to be doing a little bit of work in the greenhouse. Irene's going to be doing the high wire rack again.
Right?
I'm going to be picking up some tools that have had out here for a while I was working on the Dutch bucket system. So the time to go in the house and go away.
The hydroponics is running right now. I can see the water. I'm going to be doing what they call drop and lean on these, which is I'm going to be moving the trellisy sort of stuff around so that the plants can be properly pruned and be happy and all that kind of stuff.
Smile.
I've been doing the same sort of thing over here with the cucumbers. You can see if you look all the way down. Let me see if I can get this to look all the way down without rolling anything up. Ooh. I think you can see that it droops way down. And we'll do the same thing eventually with the tomatoes too, in order to have that extra room. In order to do the drop and lean, you have to be consistent in the direction that you're going with. We have a limited amount of space here, and if I push the plants in this direction, I'm going to be bumping into the cucumbers, which is not a good thing because they're already taking over the world in the corner. So I'm going to be pushing them towards the end of the hydroponic system down here. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to add a couple more loops up here. I may wind up adding a couple more reels for support because I know I missed a couple of suckers that have gotten to be too big to be worth cutting off. This should be a challenge. I've been trying to keep up with everything. And I've done okay. Hi, Mr. Jack. We're going to have to move your patootie. Thank you. So I have options. String. Now, most of your big greenhouses will have cables that run. We do not have a cable here. We actually did run a short cable last year, and it worked fine. In fact, it was really handy. But we didn't feel like that made sense here particularly. If we were going to run cables here, we'd basically be pulling the plants out into the walkway farther. We could get some of the tools and stuff out of the way. That would make more room, but still not the most convenient situation. So basically I'm going to be pulling the stuff farther that way. And the easiest way for me to do that is to set up new locations for the hangers to go onto. So I'm going to cut some strings here. I'm just going to make 2 to start with. I may regret that later, but I don't like to always wind up cutting a million strings. So see how this goes. Okay, do I have any additional rollers out here? I don't think I do. I do have some in the house, so we'll see. If I decide I need more of the rollers, I will get some. Yeah, that's all I have out here right now, so I may need to go get some more. Okay, to make the strings, all I'm going to do is take a length of string, try a quick knot in the end. Of course, it's better if you don't drop the string when you do that. Try a quick knot in the end. And then I can loop them over like this. And that means that's all ready to go. I'm going to do that with 2 of these. And then I'll be able to direct these plants in this direction. First trick is drop. And lean. Now, I have a third one here that's going to need to be supported, but I'm not going to do that right away. I'm going to see if I can move these all the way over or not. My goal is to actually get these far enough stretched out so that they won't need to be moved again. There we go. That's pretty good. And you see how far down it brings it, so that I now have access to these plants again. And they have all of this room here that they'll be able to grow before we run out of room again. I've been trying to keep up with pruning. I've done okay, but not spectacular. Okay. And I do have the ability to pull this back too if I decide to. I'll probably, in some cases, eliminate branches, and in other cases, yeah, I think I'll eliminate that one. Okay. Checking this guy over for suckers. Been able to keep pretty good tabs on this, so it's not bad. Doesn't look gorgeous, but it's fine. This one I will direct, as it gets longer, I will direct it over here, but I don't have to do that today. I may need to actually direct that one now so that it's not in the way. We'll see. And I'll just clean up any things I throw on the ground later to make it faster. Changing some of this around later. The nice thing is it is really changeable, which is very helpful. Excuse me, Jack, your patooties in the road. As these get bigger and droopier, I will just simply allow them to droop more. But this is sort of a starting position for them. It gives me the chance to kind of go over the general condition of the plants, take out any unwanted branches, decide in some cases on whether I'm going to chop off yet another sucker that I don't feel is going to be helpful, like this one. Jack's like, Dad left. Dad left. Is Mommy throwing plants at you? He says, you are. You're throwing leaves at me. One of the things I do want to make sure I do is keep good air circulation on these. The plants at this end in particular are moderately susceptible to fungal problems. So I really want to make sure that they stay as healthy as possible for as long as possible. Yeah, I can see I need to put up a couple more things here. Oh well, we'll make this work. The nice thing is you can do one thing one day and the next day. Sometimes what I'll do is actually, like if I've got something that's growing in a direction I don't want it to grow, I'll do it in stages. So I'll push it to grow in a direction I want it to grow in. And then I'll come back a couple of days later when it's naturally started to grow in a different direction and move it again. And by doing it gradually, you're not traumatizing the plant, you're less likely to break it. It works. I don't like to completely strip these plants bare, but I do want some good air circulation in here. I've also got a couple of suckers coming on. A couple of cases I'm just going to take the entire thing off because it makes sense. I also will cut off any trusses that have finished producing. The truss is the thing like this where you have multiple tomatoes coming on it, and any of those that are done come off. That will mostly be at the other end, not at this end, but it could also be at this end if I saw something that needed to come off. Is Daddy out there working, huh? You can hear him out there, huh? Jack can hear Henry outside putting away tools and stuff. Did a pretty good job of coming through here the other day and taking off suckers, so it was not too much that needs to be done, which is great. I spent a lot of time the other day doing that. It's kind of amazing how fast they can grow sometimes when they're happy. Hi, Mr. Jack. What's up? He's like, I know stuff's going on and I don't understand. It's okay, you're a dog. You don't have to understand. Put a new clip on this one. Okay, there we go. Got some very nice young fruit on some of these plants. And being gentle with the trusses, I don't want to break anything. I also have the ability, if I have trusses that are too heavy, I have special hooks that I can hook on there to support the weight. And some of these I will probably actually remove after they're done producing. I've done that before and it works fine. So all I'm doing is sort of moving everything this way. And on the first one, you can really see it's leaning. These are a little less obvious, but as they get bigger, I'll allow these to sort of swoop more. And that'll give me a lot more room and it'll allow me to reach things more easily. And I'll be pretty much at that point stripping off everything at the bottom of these plants because I don't want too much vegetation at the bottom. And also I will sometimes change up what is being allowed to grow. So if I have a branch that is not healthy or that is done producing, then that branch may go away and I'll switch to a different branch that seems to be energetic and wanting to do something. Jack's been watching you out the, he can hear you out there, so he's been watching the door. Why am I not shocked, right?